So, hi everybody, this is Damien from Legend Life. With our bucket list talks, we're all about sharing tips, ideas, and inspiration to help you live and create your own bucket list. Today, I have the pleasure of speaking with Agustina Marmol, who is the founder of Dolomite Mountains, a company that provides adventure experiences in the Dolomite Mountains. Today, Augustina is going to share her insights and advice so you can get the most out of traveling to the Dolomites. So how are you today, Augustina?
I'm very well, thank you. It's Friday, so even better.
Yeah, most definitely. So, well, to get started, maybe you can give us a little bit of a background about yourself, where your interest in the outdoors and travel kind of started.
Well, I grew up in a ranch in Patagonia, so I always been outdoors. I was there horse riding, fly fishing, and then we had a lake, so it was always water skiing and swimming. And then I traveled. When I turned 20, I went to live in California, and then I moved to Canada. And then I got into the travel industry, so I came to Italy. And the first place I came in Italy was the Dolomites to guide a couple of trips for this company. And I really liked the mountains. And I met my first husband and I stayed. And then after that, we had a daughter. I was working with him in the company we had. And then after we separated, I decided to keep on living here with my daughter and also start a new company doing incoming into the Dolomites. And it's all about outdoors and working with the people and the foreign people, the foreigners that come. When they come and travel with us, they can meet, it's like a big family. You meet the drivers, you meet the guys, the owners of the hotels that is all family run. So it's just coming and being at home, away from home, but we treat, it's like a nice big family. And we have, I call the Dolomites, I call it the Disneyland for the adults. You
Yeah.
have anything you want to do outdoors, hiking, climbing, the biking, and skiing in winter. And then you have these mountains that are UNESCO Natural Heritage Site since 2009 that are gorgeous. And then we have the food and the wine because we're in Italy, so the food and wine is incredible anywhere you go. So the whole combination and the combination of we have really good hotels, all that combined together is a great trip for people are 40s and 50s that can afford these kind of trips. So yeah.
Okay, no, very good. So you've been there for 20 plus years. So for you, what are some of the top places to see and things to do within the Dolomites? What you personally like?
Um, well, I like nature. I like being up in the mountains. So I think one of the things that you shouldn't miss is to stay overnight in the huts or in the refugios. There are like little mountain inns on top of the mountains, and you arrive there or hiking or with a bike or in winter skiing, and you stay there overnight. We organize your luggage, and you can see sunsets and sunrise from there. So even though you're in Italy, that is all civilized and stuff, when you're up there on the mountain and you're alone with another 30 people staying there, it's like being totally away and in a remote place. And I think that's one of the greatest things that we have here in the Dolomites. And you're not sleeping in a tent or anything like that, but you're sleeping in a comfortable bed, you have a shower,
Yeah.
and you eat really well. So those are good things to have that you can do here. Then you have, going out with a guide is great because the guides are all local and they can give you a lot of information about the area. Plus, your whatever sport you're doing in safety and security with them. And through them, you get to meet a lot of local people. So that's really, really cool too. And then just coming here is just beautiful. Mountain wise and panoramic is just incredible. So everywhere you go and seeing the Dolomites is beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So you were saying it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. So maybe you can give us a little bit more detail about the Dolomites, because a lot of people might not know exactly what is the Dolomites. And so if we can give them a bit of a perspective or an overview, that'd be quite good.
Yeah, well, the Dolomites is a mountain range made by this rock that is called Dolomite Dolomite rock, that it was discovered in the 1700 by a French geologist, Diodan de Dolomier. So that's why the name became Dolomite. And it's a carbonate, calcium, magnesium. It's a kind of limestone.
Yeah.
And it's right, the mountain range of the Dolomites is right south of the Alps, the Austrian Alps. Before World War I, it used to be part of Austria. Then it became, after the war, it became part of Italy. We are north of Venice, south of the Austrian Alps. And the Dolomites are conformed with 3 regions: Trentino-Alto Adige, Veneto, and Friuli regions. So those 3 are part of the Dolomites. And in the Dolomites, it's around 93,000 hectares, more or less.
Yeah.
And there's 12 valleys that are all connected in between. You have hundreds and hundreds of trails all over the place. In winter is the biggest ski area in the world with 1 ski pass, Dolomiti Super Ski, that is 1,200 kilometers of slopes all connected. So we organize this ski safari that you move from valley to valley skiing.
Yeah.
And then you have this nice thing that is the eclectic of Austrian and Italian all together. One of the regions, the South Tyrol or Alto Adige, because it's German Italian, they speak German.
Yeah.
And then in the other regions you have Italian, plus we have a local language that in 5 valleys they speak, is called Ladin with a D, not Latino, but with a D,
Yeah.
Ladin. So you have that mix of cuisine, of culture, of people that is very interesting when you come here, because you see signs in Italian, in Latin, in German. So it's very nice.
Yeah.
And also the other thing that is less known than other areas in Italy, so it's still very pristine.
Yeah.
And it's all about nature here. It's not so much, you don't have, all the beautiful churches and all that you have in the cities of art cities of Italy. Here is all about the culture, the people, the sustainability, and just maintaining this area.
Okay. No, it sounds like a pretty special place.
Yeah.
So what activities are available? You mentioned a few: hiking, skiing. So what are some of the other activities you can get up to?
Well, you can hike. You can do all kinds of hike, from very easy to hardcore hiking. Then you have Via Ferrata, that is the iron cables on the rock wall. They were built during the First World War by the soldiers.
Yeah.
Now in the Dolomites, you have over, I think it's like 220 Via Ferratas all over the mountain ranges, and it's a sport. So it's very, very cool. Then you have a lot of climbing, rock climbing, and mountaineering.
Yeah.
Dolomites, the first people that came here were the English, and they would come and climb mountains. And then we have a lot of mountain biking, road biking. We have the biggest non-professional road bike marathon in the world, La Maratona delle Dolomiti, that is 9,000 people that come the first weekend of July to run this marathon, that you have 52 kilometers, 100 and 132 over different passes, no? So all mountains. So you have 1,800 meters to 4,000 meters of up and down. Then we do, in some areas you can do canyoning right around. And then in winter you have all the winter sports, from skiing, snowshoeing, off-piste, backcountry skiing or ski touring. So all that in play, ice climbing too. So there's a lot of sports if you want to be outdoors in nature, enjoying it. Sometimes I call it civilized, because it's civilized hiking.
Yeah.
Remote up there, but the phone works. So if anything, I need help, or can somebody, so it's, in that sense, it's not like being in the Himalayas or even in Patagonia, that there you're totally remote.
Yeah, no, understood. So how do people get to the Dolomites? What are the principal routes and ways to get there?
We don't have the trains to get into here. So from Venice, you have a public transportation or buses.
Yeah.
And then the other major cities or airports Venice is the closest. Innsbruck in Austria is very close by. It's like an hour and a half. Then we have Milano, for example, is like 4 or 5 hours, so it's not the best airport. Those two, and then if you want Munich in Germany,
Yeah.
Munich to the Dolomites, to the north part of the Dolomites is around 3.5 hour drive, or you can take the train and then transfer in with a car, with a taxi. We use a lot of private transfers,
Yeah.
and if not public, you have with buses. So it's quite, I would say, it's not easy to get into the Dolomites. It's complicated, or you rent a car, or you need to have a transfer, or the public transportation is not the best.
Yeah. No,
It's just
understood.
for people who are really interesting to come into this area.
Yeah. So so if someone's traveling there, how much time do you think they should allocate? Like, if you really want to get a good feel for what the Dolomites have, how long should you stay here?
Well, if you really like outdoors and you like sports, I would definitely a week. And when I started the company, my worry was that because I concentrate mainly in the Dolomites in summer and winter, and now spring and fall we do things around the Dolomites because things are close here, no? So when I started the company, I said they're gonna come and then they're not gonna come back. And the truth is that we have people that come every year in the summer. They come in summer, then they come in winter, then they'll come back in summer. So it's just so beautiful, and it's for people that likes being outdoors, and you have so much to see. And in one time that you come, even in a week, you see, I don't know, 1/10 of the area. I don't even know everything of the Dolomites, and I keep on looking and finding other places. So I think, yeah, if you come the first time, you'll come for maybe a week, and then I guarantee you'll, if you like it, well, if you like the outdoors, you'll come back for sure,
Yeah.
because it's cool.
So good 7 to 10 days, you get a good, very,
Yeah.
first fix, like an experience, and then you're probably likely to want to come back and explore some more.
Yeah, in general, we have people that come for 10 days, and we have a lot who come for a week the first time. 10 days, there's some people they have it on the bucket list.
Yeah.
They've done research, and they said, because we have here in the Dolomites, for example, hiking is a huge place for hiking. And you have 7 high routes that you go from one hut to the other,
Yeah.
one refugio to the other, so you can do many of those, and then you can hike from one valley to the other. So we have people, they come for a week, they do one area, and then another year they come and they do another area, and then they keep on moving like that. Or they come for 10 days. 10 days, not so many nowadays. You have some, but not as much as a week is more
Common.
common. Yes.
So what's a typical itinerary you would put together for someone?
A typical itinerary, what we can have one that, for example, that you do 3 valleys.
Yeah.
So you arrive to one of the valleys that is called Val Gardena. You stay there for a couple of nights. So we would, if you have with a guide, the guide will meet you, or we do a lot of self-guided trips. And then the next day they go hiking in the area. They come back and stay in the hotel. And then they can do a traverse, staying hiking, and we do the luggage transfer. So you just hike to the next valley,
Yeah.
and you stay in the hotel for another, I don't know, 2 nights. Then you do 1 night hiking to the refugio, and then you end up. So we move,
Yeah.
because I think the Dolomites are so beautiful that it's nice to move and see other areas.
Yeah.
Then we have families that they like to stay, maybe go to 2 places or just stay in one, because they don't want to move so much. So they stay in one place and then they do day hikes. But in the majority of the people that we have, they move at least twice to different valleys, because the panoramas are so incredible. I
Yeah.
can start checking if you want the background to different panoramas on the Dolomites, and you'll see.
Okay. So and then so it seems like the majority of people go there for, like, the people you deal with go for the hiking experience and being able to visit, or do they also try to do multi activities when they're there? Like,
We have a lot of people that come for hiking, a mix of hiking, via ferrata, multi-sports, lots of families that come to do multi-sport, and they do hiking, a little bit of climbing, because they have, teenage kids.
yeah.
So they like to do a mix of everything. They do mountain biking. So it's all mixed together. And then we have people that, the bikers or the road bikers, and those, they just want to do that. So
Yep.
we organize mountain biking. And in winter, we do a lot of these ski trips, ski safaris, that you go from place to place, a lot of them.
Yep. So basically with the ski safari, you start in one resort, you ski for a period of time, 1 or 2 days, and then you transfer them to another valley, and then they go, or how does it work?
You start in one of the resorts, and then the first day you ski in that resort.
Yeah.
You go back to the hotel, and then after that we move a couple of nights, 2 nights or sometimes 3 nights through the mountain inns or the refugios. So they go to different areas, ski areas in the Dolomites, and we transfer the luggage. Usually we give them, when they stay overnight in the mountains, we give them sports bags or duffel bags, so they put their clothing for those 3 nights. So I call it something like glamping, like it's much easier to pack and unpack, and your main luggage stays in the hotel, and we send it to the last hotel where you're staying at the last night. So you're just moving, instead of carrying a little backpack, that little sports bag is staying in the refugio. When you arrive, you have all your pair of jeans, you change your clothing, you have dinner, etc., and then the next day you keep on skiing like that.
Yeah.
And it's very cool because you see a lot of areas in the Dolomites. You're always skiing. Sometimes we have maybe a 10-minute transfer, but it's always moving with your skis. It's not that you have an hour transfer, or no, it's all connected with lifts, so it's very cool.
Yeah. No, definitely. It's because the biggest issue with most travel, isn't it, is you waste a lot of time going in between, so you actually don't spend a lot of time doing the activity. So it seems like in the 7 days in the Dolomites, you can be active nearly all the time, and you don't have to worry about any of the transfers because you're taking care of it. So it sounds pretty awesome.
Not at all. In summer and winter, you can do a lot of outdoors. And people, I think, they're not so used to, because we have very rocky terrain. So you have to, sometimes we get, oh yeah, we're very experienced. We've done Kilimanjaro, we've done that. But if you take them way like hardcore, it's very difficult. So you have to balance that.
Yeah, no, definitely. So, well, it seems like the place offers for beginners all the way to advanced and everything in between. So it's pretty good for families, and it's good for, solo adventurers.
Yeah, even multi-generation. You have your grandparents, the parents, and the kids.
Yeah.
Organized for everybody. It's very accessible in that way, and you can, even if the weather is bad, you can change and do something else. So there's a lot of things that you can. That's why having guides is very, very good.
Yeah. No, very cool. So what would be the best times of year to go, say for the more hiking and then for the skiing? Which times of year do you recommend?
I would go in June and July is good. August I would avoid it because it's when all the Europeans and all the Italians travel, so it's full of people. And then September until mid-October, 20th of October is gorgeous.
Yeah.
So the fall is very nice. And in winter, again, I would avoid Christmas because it's full of people, and New Year's. But then after, from the 10th of January to the first week of February, and then March onwards is great. February is the carnival week, so again, it's full of people.
Yeah. Okay. And what, so now I'm going to ask you for your personal, must-see places and personal must-do activities.
Names, I have to say names. Well, a must-do is definitely in winter a ski safari.
Yeah.
You're blown away, seriously. It's unbelievable. We can do it for very expensive to, we have a lot on the website. We have also group departures or group dates. It's a maximum of 6 people with one guide, and then if you have more people, you put them in another group. So they're very small. It's usually intermediate, advanced skiers, and it's people from all over the world. So maybe you're from North America, you have an Australian guy, somebody from South America, one from New Zealand, and it's very cool because they all bond together for a week,
Yeah.
and they go skiing and they have a great time. And in general, they all we never had any problems with that. They're very good skiers. If not, you can do the same privately. Ski also, another thing in winter that you have to come to do in the Dolomites is ski touring or
Yeah.
backcountry skiing. Incredible. And I don't know if you heard about this famous route in the Alps. It's called the Chamonix Zermatt. It's a very famous route that you ski tour from one place to the other through the glaciers. Here in the Dolomites, you can do the same, but you're staying in great refugios.
Yeah.
In the rest of the Alps, the refugios are terrible. It's dormitory, big, the food and all is not the best.
Yeah.
Here, the food is great. You carry a very small backpack. Everything is taken there. So it's a very, for our ages, it's fantastic. We get to see a lot more of people coming to do this kind of ski touring trip on the ski safari.
Okay.
And in summer, I think I definitely to do those Hato Alta Via is great. If you like road biking, it's paradise for road biking and mountain biking too. But road biking, I think, is incredible. We have here the Giro d'Italia mostly every year goes through here. So I think it's beautiful. And the Via Ferrata, so the climbing,
Yeah.
is something to try. Via Ferrata, yeah, because you have so many. It's the place with the most Via Ferratas in the world. So it's very, and also because of its history,
Yeah.
you have the First World War and stuff.
So no, sounds cool. So with the cross-country skiing, because I'm not much of a skier, so how much is it easy to learn to be able to do it? Is there?
You have the cross country that is the small skis, and then the ski touring or backcountry that is the classic skis that you go down.
Yeah.
But these are the skis underneath and you go up. It's for people that they know already, they already do off-piste. And I've seen this year, because of the pandemic, a lot of well, in Europe, mostly all of them except for Switzerland, they were all pretty much closed.
Yeah.
So the only way to do it was with these skins. You put the
Yeah.
skins on, you go up and then you take the skins, you lock the binding and you ski down. And in North America, what I heard from friends of mine is it became very popular, no? So I think it's a sport that is going to grow more. The classic is the downhill
Yeah.
skiing, the classic skiing, that even that here is unbelievable because of the views. People is blown away of the beauty of these mountains. And me, that I travel a lot in different parts of the world, because we used to do a lot of expeditions for different, the Italian market.
Yeah.
And I've seen a lot of I never seen mountains like this anywhere. So I go back, I travel, and then I come back and I see that, and it's like, oh, I'm at home. It's so yeah.
No, awesome. So sounds like you're passionate about the place. So I actually only heard about the Dolomites recently. So you're definitely making it a place that I need to go visit now.
It's starting to be more well known. When we started going to these travel shows, I think it was 12 years ago, we would have to open a map and show, okay, the Dolomites, where are we? You know where is Italy? You know where is Venice? You know where is Austria? Okay, so we're right there, in the middle of that stuff. Now, a lot of people, they know where the Dolomites are. So that's I think since it became UNESCO, it's become more popular. Still, there's a lot of space, and people protect the area, and we care for the nature, and we want to keep it that way. So it's still very much as how it was 10 years ago. It hasn't grown much. So
yeah.
And because it's full of natural parks and it's UNESCO, all that, you still protect.
Yeah. So you're happy with what's happening from an environmental protection? So more could be done, or you think it's pretty well taken care of at the moment?
It's well taken care of. I think more can be done. We as a company, we're getting more and more into the sustainability. We're working with that with a company that 2 years ago, there was like a big hurricane that came through the Dolomites, and it devastated, millions of trees fell off, no? So now they're replanting. So with this company, we're working on this project of replanting the tree, and also working with the carbon, CO2,
Yeah.
carbon oxygen,
Yeah.
also become a company that we're becoming more, in 2030, by 2030 will be,
Carbon neutral.
yes.
No,
So
brilliant.
we have a long way to go, but it's very exciting. And then we're also members of another company that they work all with sustainability, with the land and the people and conservation, nature, culture all together. So we're working with them too, and getting in touch with other companies that are doing the same.
Yep.
And Europe is working more and more into environment because we have to do it.
Yep.
So people is already conscious. You have all the recycling, all that. So it's a matter of getting your hands on.
Yep.
I think
No,
getting more. So.
no, definitely. No, very good to see. So we're focused a little bit on the adventure, and then obviously the Dolomites has got lots and lots of activities. What are some of the other things you can get up to in the Dolomites? More cultural, more, some of the more local experience you can have.
We have a lot of artisans, so you can see a lot of local, they crave the wood, and they make paintings and stuff. So there is quite a lot in the area. We are surrounded by all the wine regions.
Okay.
And so there's a lot of the food and wine, and we're creating these sustainable trips based on food and wine, that where you go and see and it's all small companies. So we're creating these trips that you're gonna go and see where they make the wine. You met with the owners, then you go and meet the other guys for they grow their vegetables and all that. So you talk with them,
Yeah.
and then you go to the restaurant that are cooking the food that you just saw where they grow it.
Yeah.
And that have quite a lot in the area. It's just a question of putting it together. So I'm working with the tourist boards of the different regions to get more information. We're going to see. I've seen quite a lot, but I still have to experience more.
Yeah.
Who's space to learn. So we're working on all that, and I think that's going to be very interesting in the next years. We don't have so much of the arts as the art cities in Italy, but we're close by to there. We have a few very interesting museums, and then the artisans, and food and wine, I would say. But if you want to go and see the city and go shopping, not the place to come.
No, wow. Why travel halfway across the world to go to a shop?
You can do Venice and then come into the Dolomites, and you go to Verona. It's all very close by. So that's the nice thing. Yeah, and close to Verona and close to Venice. Now on Tuesday, I go to Milan for 3 days for work, and it's like, wow, I'm going on vacation for me. No, it's work.
Cool. So do you have any local cultural kind of festivals or local?
There's a lot of them. In every valley, you have in summer, in the winter, local festivities, and yes, there are quite a lot of them. Yeah.
Okay. Is there one principal one which would be good to go and visit, or is it just whatever time of year there could be something?
No, all year round you have, during the seasons you have some.
Yeah.
But no, like big festivals here, we don't have so many. We have more around the Dolomites. We have a big jazz festival in Bolzano.
Okay.
Bolzano is the capital of the South Tyrol, or Alto Adige, that is on the foothills of the Dolomites. And there you have this big festival that is very interesting. Then we have a lot of things with the wines and the wine festivals and stuff like that are close to the Dolomites, but not in the Dolomites. In the Dolomites, you have some local festivities, and you have all these with the food. It's called Sagra. So a lot of the villages, they have Saint the Patrono, I don't know, the Saint Peter or Saint Paul, or they have the date. So the Saint Peter is el patrono of the village.
Yeah.
So on the 5th of July, they have the Sagra. So the whole village is a festivity for the whole village, and you have all the places open for, they put all the tables and stuff to eat local food, and there's music and dancing and stuff like that. That you have it everywhere.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fun, but if you come, you can see it. And then you have it everywhere in Italy too.
Yeah. No, well, you can imagine, like, people, well, you've lived in South America, and then I'm from Brazil. So where it's young countries, so they don't have a lot of cultural festivals. So to be able to go off to a place like the Dolomites, and then maybe there's some local things, it's quite an experience. It's something different.
Yeah, they're fun to. We have also, well, the 15th of August is the national holiday for the whole Italy.
Yeah.
So everywhere in Italy, and also in the Dolomites, you have a big festa, no? Feast in different areas, in the different valleys of the Dolomites. You have that too. But during the summer, and especially in summer, because it's good weather and all that, we have a lot of these local sagras. Sagras is where you go and everybody reunites, and there's food, local food and music, and it's fun.
No, awesome. So what about places to stay? You mentioned refuges. What other types of accommodation are available?
We have from B&B to 5-star.
Yeah.
95% or 98% of the accommodations in the Dolomites are family run. We have bed and breakfast, small little hotels. We have very high-end hotels, like leading hotels of the world, Relais Chateau, Aman. Right now, they just got a hotel here, partnered with an owner who sold half of it.
Yeah.
And so there is very good upscale hotels. We have great spas too, because we have all the Austrian influence. And then we have also a lot of apartments and some chalets.
Yeah.
So you have a range of, the majority people that come here is at least the foreigners, they come to stay in hotels, and you have really nice family run hotels. Yeah.
Okay. So do you have any recommendations for people looking for something more boutique, maybe sustainable, eco-friendly?
Oh yes, I have a big. There's quite a lot, because in every valley you have different hotels, yes, and we work with all the area, so yes.
So there's an extensive list. So if you're interested, just go to you guys, contact, and you'll make some recommendations.
Yeah, usually, you can. They contact us, and once they like an itinerary, they let us know. We like boutique, we like high end, or we want more budget. So we usually send them a list of, and they can see, and then they choose. We choose with them together. Okay. But it's hotels and places that we've stayed before, and we know the owner, so we try to work always with the same people.
Yeah.
It's nice for you, like when you come, they greet you and they're nice and they know us. So it's all, as I said, like a big family.
Yeah. No, very good. So what is it you think your company offers, a client who goes there? What is it about your company that will make the experience quite, a special kind of experience?
Well, we're local, 100% local. We support the local people. I've been in the business for many years. I know how to work with people. And we try to give you the best we can for what you want.
Yeah.
And as I said, you get to meet a lot of people, and you're well being taken care of, and you don't feel like alone. Even if you come on your own, you're not alone.
Yeah.
So
no, awesome. So to kind of close out on our discussion on the Dolomites, what would be some of the reasons why someone needs to consider traveling to the Dolomites at least once in their life?
Wow. Most beautiful mountains in the world. Italy, because we're in Italy. Amazing hiking. Amazing outdoors.
Yeah.
The outdoors. and the food and wine, and the thing that is all like a big family.
No, very good. So now let's change direction a little bit. What's your definition of adventure?
Adventure, freedom. I call it freedom. Do you have to say more words?
No, like whatever it means to you.
Adventure is being in contact with nature, being on my like freedom, my a way of things. So I feel, yeah, it's that
So,
state of mind.
no, perfect. And why do you think more people need to experience the outdoors, have new experiences, travel, adventure?
I think people has to connect more with nature. I think nature helps you to grow as a person
Yeah,
and helps you to be more human. It's not nature is not being materialistic, and here you can experience that. Anywhere you go in nature, you can experience that. You're more in connect with yourself because of nature.
yeah. No, great. So, well, as you mentioned, we're both over 40 and, a little bit more than
Well,
40. So, so there's a lot of people who approach this with some anxiety and negativity. And then what would you have to say to them?
it's the only life we have, so you have to live life as full as you can, and you have to embrace every challenge you get, because if you suppress it, it's still there and you're gonna be bad with yourself. But if you embrace it, it is what it is. Like, I had a huge operation in my back and my hips, and I've done sports all my life, and here I am, like, I couldn't do this, I couldn't do that. Now I'm getting back in track again. And
Yeah,
so I said, well, you know what, thanks to the pandemic, I could do all this stuff. I almost lost everything because of we haven't been working for over a year, and it's not so bad at the end. Once you say, well, it is what it is, you just go, and life is great. So we have to live it, and life in the earth is the only one we have. The
yeah.
next one we don't know. So for me, it's live the now. Echo, live the now.
So so we'll use that as your life motto, live the now. So
Yeah.
no, that's brilliant.
In school, they used to call my friends. I went to a school in between Buenos Aires and Patagonia, and they used to call me Miss Carpe Diem because I was always living the moment.
Well, it's good to see that you haven't changed. So that's a very good thing. So, what's your definition of living your best life, or what I call a legendary life?
uh, being able to do what you like, and create your own lifestyle. Like, I started this business and it's my lifestyle. When I'm not working, I'm doing what I sell, for example. So I'm always, if I travel, I go to do sports. I go to ski here, I go to hike there. I have a huge list of things where I want to do the things that I do in the Dolomites somewhere else.
So,
So yeah.
no, awesome. So, to close out, what are 3 life lessons you've learned in life, that you think would be of value to other people?
3 life lessons.
Yes.
Oof. I would say follow your heart, respect people, and embrace any challenge you get in life.
No, very good. Awesome. So, Augustina, it's been wonderful talking to you. It's certainly been inspirational. I'm certainly on board with needing to visit the Dolomites, and I'm sure there'll be a bunch of other people who are also equally inspired. So, how can people find out a little bit more about you, and then also Dolomite Mountains?
Well, either through you or
No, where can I find you online?
online, www.dolomitemountains.com. Yeah.
And you have Instagram as well, don't you?
We have Instagram, we have Facebook, LinkedIn. and the website, yes. And then we have phone number and all the stuff. But
So
the website, you have everything, and then you can always contact us by email. I'm happy to speak on the phone. I have no problem. And I have, my team. That we're all working. So.
Cool. No, awesome. Well, once again, thank you very much for your time. It's been wonderful. And as I said, I'm sure a lot of people now want to go visit the Dolomites.
Well, thank you, Damien. It's been a pleasure. And I hope to see you in person, no?
Yes, no, definitely.